In December 1979, the newly opened Westdale Mall was the place to be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Shortly before 10 p.m., 18-year-old Michelle Martinko walked out into the dark parking lot and got into her car alone. Before she could put the vehicle in drive, someone pulled open the door and climbed inside. She was stabbed 29 times. The sheer volume of the wounds pointed investigators straight toward her ex-boyfriend, Andy Seidel, who had a reputation for being highly possessive. The autopsy revealed a crucial forensic detail. Michelle had deep defensive slicing wounds across her hands. She fought for her life against the attacker inside that confined space. Despite a bloody crime scene and an obvious prime suspect, traditional 1979 police work hit a wall. Without a clear physical match, the leads dried up, leaving the community to spend decades terrified that a killer was living right next door. Original lead investigator Harvey Denlinger had almost nothing to work with. There were no witnesses, no fingerprints on the car, and DNA technology didn't exist yet to process the massive amounts of blood left behind. The file sat dormant until 2005. A detective reading through the old reports discovered that early investigators had taken blood scrapings from the car's gear shift, and they also found a spot of blood on Michelle's carefully preserved dress in an evidence locker. The lab results returned a full male DNA profile. Because Michelle resisted so fiercely, the killer had actually cut himself during the struggle, leaving his own blood mixed directly into the crime scene. Police collected DNA from over 100 local men. Andy Seidel voluntarily gave a sample and was definitively cleared. But when detectives ran the killer's profile through the National CODIS database, they got 0 matches. The investigation went cold again, but this time the biological evidence was permanently locked into the record. The police just have to wait for forensic science to catch up. 36 years after the murder, a new detective took over the cold case. His name was Matt Denlinger, and he was opening the exact same files his father Harvey had agonized over decades prior. Matt turned to a new tool called DNA phenotyping, a technique that extracts physical traits directly from a genetic sample to predict what a suspect looks like. The lab analysis generated a distinct physical profile. The killer was a white male with blonde hair and blue eyes. Police released sketches based on these genetic traits and fielded hundreds of calls, but none of the tips pointed to a viable suspect. Having a physical description was useless without a name attached to it. Investigators realized they needed an entirely different method to search the databases if they were ever going to identify him. In 2018, the arrest of the Golden State Killer demonstrated the power of genetic genealogy, the process of mapping DNA across family members using public databases. This family tree diagram illustrates how investigators mapped the connection. They uploaded the killer's DNA to JeetMatch, and the system flagged a single relative, a distant cousin. Detectives traced that lineage backward to great-great-grandparents, then mapped the branches forward, isolating 3 brothers in Iowa. To avoid tipping them off, police launched a covert sting operation. They tailed the brothers and quietly collected discarded items, including a drinking straw left behind at a pizza restaurant. Where decades of analog police work had stalled, modern digital networking succeeded. The lab results funneled the nationwide search down to a single exact DNA match, a man named Jerry Burns. Jerry Burns defied every expectation of a violent offender. He had 0 criminal record and lived quietly as a respected, married businessman and father of 3. On December 19, 2018, exactly 39 years to the day after the murder, detectives brought him in. Burns denied being the killer, but he was completely unable to explain how his DNA ended up at the crime scene. At trial in 2020, the defense attacked the science by proposing a theory of incidental DNA transfer, suggesting the genetic material arrived through innocent contamination. The defense pointed out that Jerry's brother worked at a local Buick dealership. They argued it was possible Michelle's car had been serviced there, creating a routine opportunity for biological transfer. The prosecution countered that this was physically impossible. The sheer volume of male blood found mixed on the gearshift and soaked directly into Michelle's dress ruled out any accidental third-party contamination. It took a jury just 3 hours to return a guilty verdict. The conviction brought a lifetime of work full circle for a father and son detective team, proving that Michelle Martinko's final, desperate fight reached across 4 decades to trap her killer.